Hello everyone, I'm Amy if you didn't see my previous video, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about rhythm. Not in a musical sense because I can't play anything so I wouldn't have much to impart, but in terms of writing, rhythm in your writing. So Helen has put together a great blog post about this, so that's on the Converge Creative Writing blog if you want to check that out. And today I'm going to be applying some of the principles that she talked about to an extract from a book called The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is one of my favourite books. It's a contemporary fantasy about two legendary magicians who pit their charges, their protégés, against each other in a magical battle, which is set in a circus. So yeah, it's a great book. It's kind of a magical, dreamy ride to go on, and great for when you just need a little bit of escapism, which I think we all do from time to time, and especially at the moment. It does contain some darker themes, so maybe just do a little bit of research around it and make sure if it's suitable for you, but I definitely recommend it. It's a great read. So I'm going to read you about half of the first page, and then we'll talk about some of the rhythmic techniques that Helen mentioned in her post. The circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it, no paper notices on downtown posts and billboards, no mentions or advertisements in local newspapers. It is simply there when yesterday it was not. The towering tents are striped in white and black, no golds and crimsons to be seen. No colour at all, save for the neighbouring trees and the grass of the surrounding fields. Black and white stripes on grey sky, countless tents of varying shapes and sizes, with an elaborate wrought iron fence encasing them in a colourless world. Even what little ground is visible from outside is black or white, painted or powdered, or treated with some other circus trick. But it is not open for business, not just yet. So, yes, I love this book. So the first thing we're going to talk about is sentence length. So if you notice, that very first sentence was really, really short. The circus arrives without warning. And that brings us into the story in a really snappy, dynamic way that sets us up for the rest of the book. And that is then followed by quite a dense paragraph of long, flowing sentences that describe how the circus looks. And that contrast is very deliberate. Our interest is piqued by that very first short sentence, and then we're more gently led into the story by these very, flowing kind of gentle sentences. And then the paragraph ends, the paragraph I just read, with two more very short sentences. It's not open for business, not just yet, which rounds off that section and also brings us back into the action with these very punchy, short, attention-grabbing sentences. So that was really interesting to kind of look at in light of our rhythm conversation, is how that flowiness translates then into a really short staccato sentence and what impact that has on us in keeping our attention. Those long sentences feature a lot of dashes and a lot of commas, which informs how I then read it out, which informs the rhythm of the piece. So because I'm not ending the sentence, it does have more of a gentle, like a river kind of feel, and the commas tell me when to take a breath, so that creates rhythm as well. Punctuation, sentence length, also thinking about spacing. So I thought the spacing was quite interesting on this page in terms of how, I'm not sure if you can see this, but the very first sentence is on a line all of its own, which tells us this is important, you need to pay attention to this sentence. And it also makes you pause afterwards because the sentence has gravity because it's been placed all on its own on the page, and the blank space around it gives it this sense of significance and importance, which in turn makes you think about the rhythm. It informs the rhythm of how you then read that sentence. Those are a couple of the ways that Erin Morgenstern is using rhythm to create an impact just in this one particular scene. She also structures her sentences in such a way that we put stress on certain words. So when I was reading that, I'm not sure if you picked up which words I was stressing, but I definitely felt like the adjectives, like crimson and gold, definitely had more weight because they were placed right in the middle of the sentence. And they kind of illuminated the world for us. So it's quite important to put stress on those sentences. And in a similar way, the way she put certain words next to each other using repetition emphasise those words as well. So I think it was something like not painted, not polished, and the repetition of that sentence structure makes the individual words within that structure stand out, and it also gives it more of a song-like, almost chant-like feel, which really suits the magical, surreal, dreamy tone of this book, which is another thing to think about when you're writing is what tone you're trying to create, because rhythm can be really fundamental in creating that. And a way to study tone and to study rhythm is to read out loud the work of your favourite authors, and see how you're reading it and what's making you read it in that way. And you'll soon be able to pick out some of the little rhythmic techniques that are being employed and maybe think about how you can use them in your own writing. So I hope that has been useful. Please do check out Helen's blog post, because it goes into a lot of detail about all of these techniques that I've talked about. Do pick up this book if you're looking for something to read. And I will see you in my next video.